覚悟してろよ。行くぜ。
Welcome to World Breaker Coo's Reviews. I'm your host, World Breaker Coo, and today we are doing the top 10 figures of 2018 so far. So we still have some time left for the year to really kind of get into my favorite figures. There's a lot more coming out. It's going to be a tough year and a great year for collectors. We'll start off with number 10, of course, Killmonger. This is from the Black Panther Okoye wave. The reason he makes my top 10 is, for one, it's a super unique mode. I love the unique leopard stripes going throughout the figure. If you can see it here. Let's turn the music down a little bit. I like Pursuit of Happiness too, but try to talk. Yeah, his the mode is just flat out sick. I hope they use this mode for something else, excluding all the tattoos and other raised parts, because I think it's really a nice mode. Even the feet, the face is spectacular. He comes with a nice accessory here, like a little sword. Tons of different hands. This figure had to make my top 10. One of my favorite figures that Marvel Legends has ever done, for sure. So there we go, number 10. Moving along, number 9, we've got the main man, Thor. Now I know I've got two other Thor with this same kind of mode, or at least face. There's the Ragnarok one with the helmet, then there's the one without the helmet. So we've seen this face before, but they did a good job really just going the extra mile. You can barely see it there, but he has an alternate eye that, if you've seen the movie, no spoilers, you know he gets his eye back, okay? And I'm going to actually change settings so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Okay. Just for this, well, I mean, I'll just keep it on here. So you can see here, he's got that other eye. It's not the same. It's the eye that Rocket Raccoon had. And I think that looks fantastic, if I do say so myself. The mode is sick. I mean, this is probably one of the best Thor modes we've ever seen. And the cape, I mean, there's a little bit of blemishes, but I think overall, the new weapon, the lightning effects with it, I think that Marvel Legends, again, with their movie figures, they keep stepping it up a notch. And just so you can see the different leopard stripes here with Killmonger. There you go. So that's why Thor is definitely my top 10. And keep in mind, with these figures, any of them can go up or down, because just like with anything, you kind of start to like things more or like them less. So that doesn't mean they're going to stay that low or even stay on the list. So number 8, we've got the Jurassic Park Mosasaurus. Or Mosasaur, I forget which one it is. I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit for this guy so you can see he's a biggin. He's a biggin. He's got this nice rubbery skin here that feels great. The paint articulation, or the paint, is great. The features, I mean, there's a lot of playability there. Look, I mean, you can get a Marvel Legend in his mouth, This guy's just well done. He's waterproof. Let's see if I can show you the flippers move. Flippers are articulated. They do go up or down. That's pretty sick. He's got this very large tail that's also pretty sick. It's dope. Yeah. So he's definitely on the list for good reason. Let's show his other side just to make sure you guys know that he's not blank on the other side. But he's a big figure. I mean, let's give you some scale. Okay, so he's like 5 Marvel Legends long. So yes, number 8 is the Mosasaurus from Jurassic Park. Mattel, you kill it, Mattel. You keep bringing hits. Moving along to number 7, we have the Transformers entering the countdown. And this has been a great year for Transformers as well. I've cut back quite a bit on them, but the ones I've gotten have been magnificent. So we're going to start this off right with Volcanicus. He is the first official combiner Dinobot that Hasbro's ever made. There's been several other brands that have, probably excelled even better than this one, but I'm gonna keep it official here. And I like this guy a lot. The Grimlock could have been individually, each part by themselves, each transform could have been better. I think they should have been better off with not being combiners and being just individual transformers. But because they made them this way, I do think they did it the right way. I would love to see some better Transformers G1 dinosaurs in the future that don't combine, so we can really see them get exaggerated looks and different unique, molds. Because each of them kind of have like a slight homage to the old, but not enough, I think, to really kind of bring them over the top or get them higher on the list. But overall, this head sculpt for Volcanicus, and if you have the extra limbs to make them a little bit beefier, like the little fist here, it makes him look really good, because I don't see, he's like one of the thicker versions of these combiners. So again, that's why he is my number 7. So number 6, bring you back to Marvel Legends again, is the Pink Panther, as some people say. I call him the Black Panther, but some of you have called him the Pink Panther. He came with an extra head, these effects here, some extra hands. He was a Walmart exclusive, and if you know me by now, you know Black Panther is one of my favorite characters in all of Marvel, all of comics, period, really. He's one of my favorite ones. You got Hulk, Hulk, Black Panther, Thor, Cyclops, Magneto. Those are really my Miles Morales. So those are my bread and butters. Those are my good ones. But this one here is really faithful to the comic book, which is what I really like. I would have rather have seen him on a Spider-Man 2099 mode. That would have got him higher on this list. But this is still a good mode. He's beefier here, and I like what they did with the paint, very much so. So that's why he is the number 6. Now to get into the top 5. With the top 5 coming up, I've got to adjust my camera a bit, because these boys are all going to be pretty big. Number 5, we've got Grimlock. Now this is a Grimlock that we deserve. I wish we would have got G1 this size and this like cool looking. I mean, they could have done it, but it's okay. They did the movie version right. And the paint on this dude, besides the Wrecking Ball, is phenomenal. The dinosaur mode is great. The Drobot mode is greater. There's some extra kit stuff you can do with this guy, but look at him. He looks like something off of Terminator 17, at the end of Terminators. I don't know what it is. It's just sick looking. I mean, I love it. I mean, I knew as soon as I saw him, I was like, okay, I know I'm buying this guy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Plus, the transformation is extremely fun. It's not super complicated. The unique thing is that there's 2 heads, and when I first saw this, I was like, wait a minute. T-Rex only has 1 head. How am I going to get rid of the other head? If you haven't transformed this guy before, I'm not going to tell you. Go get him, and you'll see. Great figure. So he's number 5. And number 4 is, you guessed it, a Hulk. I have a Hulk on my list every year. You can't beat him. The Hulks are just flat out it's my favorite character. He's one of my favorite characters, like I said, with Black Panther. Hulk's even higher, slightly, but just look at this guy. They did an amazing job. Marvel Legends did a good job last year, but Marvel Select, I mean, if it was a fight, it would have been, a one-shot. Look at that. I mean, the sparkling armor. Oh man, this is sick. This is sick. I mean, it's so sick, in fact, that I think we're going to end up selling my Marvel Legend, Hulk, even though I love that guy. So that's what happens when you find something that is just speaking to you, and you got to have it, So again, Hulk almost was in my top three, but he just got barely edged out. It's not to say he won't get back in there, so we'll see. And number three is Black Panther, the 12-inch version. Boy, if that 6-inch version would have looked as good as this, he would have been the numero uno for sure. This guy here is just superb. Shout out to my boy, the Nameless Collector, for hooking World Breaker Coup up with this. Hell of a figure, hell of a guy. Go check out his channel as well. He does some nice, great things there. But this figure, man, if you can see it. Do you see the texture? He came with the extra head, came with some weapons. He came with extra hands. You can get him in these crazy poses that just defy logic. I've had more fun posing this guy than a lot of figures in the past. So I really, really, really dig this guy. So that's why he's number three. It's number three. We'll see if anybody can throw him the king. He might come up even higher. So after that, what else could be the last two? Number two, if you hear that theme music, it is Optimus Prime. Power of the Primes, Optimus Prime. This figure had one little frustration with me earlier this year when I reviewed him, but besides that and the back kibble, this is my replacement. I had this guy when I was a kid, the original Power Master one, and I got it stolen from me, and I never did quite get over that. But this guy right here, he definitely helps you get over that because he's superior to the old school version of him. And besides Masterpiece, I don't know if there are really any contenders out there that are just as good as this guy. And you can see the spark, the matrix of leadership inside there. Come on, man. This is a collector's dream right here. I mean, you're getting the matrix of leadership. I hope I'm saying that right because I can't remember. It's been a long time, but I grew up on this stuff. And that just, to me, it just kills this entire figure. I mean, yeah, he has some problems when you transform him to the vehicle mode. It's not the best, but because he looks so good like this, I'll never transform him back. I've got my other Titan's Return Optimus Prime to stay in vehicle mode. So this will be my default Optimus Prime in robot mode. So if you haven't got this guy yet and he's still available anywhere, and if you're even remotely a Transformers fan, pick him up. I mean, he's got the G1 look, the G1 gun, the G1. He's just the OG. So pick him up. Number two, Optimus Prime. Who in the world could beat these two guys? Guess we'll see and find out. I'm going to say it again. Who could beat these guys? Well, there is one figure I have this year so far that has been the king of kings and dwarfed every other figure. You see the size of this guy. Do you see the paint? Yeah. So, yeah, he's the numero uno. He is the figure, for me, in my eyes, that you have to beat. And I don't know if there will be a figure to overtop him, because as much as I like Optimus Prime and as much as I like the Black Panther, I don't see it. The value for this colossal T-Rex, I got it for cheaper, but you can't. The normal price is $50 to $55. You can't catch it on sale if you're smart, but he's a good buy. He's a good buy, and I mean, you're just not really going to beat that. Even though he doesn't have the best articulation, he doesn't need it. He's got it where it counts. So, I mean, if they made more articulation, this guy would be like $100 figure. If they had like a head swivel to the side more, more bendable neck, tail. I can see that. The leg joints. Yeah, if they did that, this thing would probably be at least $100. But then it'd probably be the number one figure, possibly of all time, if it had articulation off the charts. So yeah. So again, I hope you've enjoyed this review of the top 10 toys or action figures, whatever you want to call them, collector's items of the year so far. These are my 10. There were a lot of other ones that were close, but I kept them off because there's still a chance for them to come back in the mode. And the rest of this year will get much, much more interesting because I have a really, really, really nice surprise coming after San Diego Comic-Con to share with you all. What will that be? Find out and see. It's going to be a game changer.